right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Am I loud and clear? Am I loud and clear? Yeah. It is not easy to be consistent with these trainings every single day. There are usually very many. Sometimes I do many, and my heart is willing, but my voice gives up. So it is not easy to do all these trainings. There are very many. There always is a minimum of 3 plus other extras that I'm supposed to do. So sometimes my voice gives up and they take energy. Sincerely, they take energy to make sure that these trainings can happen on a daily basis. And there are very many. But we are adding an extra training. We are adding an extra training. Make sure that everybody makes money. And I think, God willing, I'll start on Monday. We are adding an extra training on our Telegram channel. We are bringing a new series, okay? Some extra classes, and these will be happening after our general presentation, okay? So after our general presentation, we are starting a new training. Also, we have not been doing Zooms on Saturday evening. So on Saturday evening, we are introducing an international call where we are going to be hosting different leaders across the world to share their testimonies. So we are going to have our Super Saturday also back starting this week. That is tomorrow. So the flyer is going to be out of our international Zoom presentation. It will be done by me, and we shall be making sure that we bring in different testimonies from different people across the world that have results. So we are introducing 2 more sessions to make sure that our people make money. So welcome everybody to today's call. I want to appreciate you for being with us today. And we are just finalizing support and resistance. Support and resistance is a very wide topic that would take time for us to talk about. Okay, when it comes to trading, there are so many ways people trade, and it could not be very easy for us to finish everything. But let me conclude it today, and I will end with a very special indicator that appears both in TradingView and in your RoyalQ application. But before I introduce this indicator, let me do a simple recap on the few things that I have talked about. Okay, support and resistance. Then on Monday, because today is a Friday, on Monday we shall start channels and trend lines. So support is like a flow, resistance is like a ceiling. Okay, and ceilings are meant to be broken to form what we call ATH all-time high. depending on where you are looking at the moment of the price action, there will always be so many resistances. Price action. Action, some people get confused with the word price action. Like the word says price, then action. It's what the price is doing in the market. So there is no confusion that should be there. Now, as we go through this, it is also important to know there is a concept of a bull trap. Okay. A bull trap is when you analyze the market and instead of the coin going up, it goes down. And vis-a-vis a bear trap, believing that the price will go down and then the price goes up. So to avoid this, make sure that the candle closes above your line and it has a good volume. Okay, so that's what I want to show you. Make sure when you draw your line, remember we say the ceilings are supposed to be broken. The resistances are supposed to be broken, especially where we are right now. Okay, markets are breaking resistance areas. So before you say, I want to enter this coin, make sure that the candle that closes above and it has good volume. Don't take small candles. They will lead you into bull traps. Whether you are using Royal Q. Royal Q does not draw lines for us, but Royal Q gives us insight. Let me pick Baby Doge for learning purpose. Royal Q gives us insight. For example, okay, let me remove all indicators. I may not draw lines here, but I want to ask a question. And I may not draw, but when you learn support and resistance, you can draw a line in your head. If you understand what I'm saying, give me one in the chat. You can draw a line in your head. You can look at a chart and say, here the coin is supported, here the coin is resisted. Give me one if you understand what I'm saying. If you have learned support and resistance, you can look at a chart and you draw imaginary line even in your Royal Q application. Am I making sense to someone? I can look at Royal Q on a coin and I say here the coin was supported, here the coin was resisted. Even if it is here, when I minimize my screen, or even if I leave it the way it is, I can look. Let me use an example here so that someone can see what I mean. I can look with my eyes. I draw a line there. I draw a line there. So make sure, what I mean is that to avoid bear traps and bull traps, bear you expect the market to go down, then it goes up. Bullish, you expect the market to go up, then it goes down. Is to make sure that the candle closes above like this one and let it have good volume. Do not go in with candles that are very small. Now, this is on the side of Royal Q. Now, to avoid getting trapped, we should also use what we call a confirmation. We should use what we call a confirmation. And I wait until to get a confirmation so that your trade has more chances to succeed than to fail. When the candle breaks the resistance, wait for the next candle. It is a very good strategy to trade a breakout. Yesterday, I gave a signal. I have not yet checked it. Sometimes I talk, and by the time I sleep, I don't want to sleep, but the body gives up. Me, I don't want to give up. It is the body that says no, but I'm going to add another ingredient. Make sure that yesterday I gave a coin called TNS what? TNS, this one, TNSR. It was in one day. I remember. No, because here I looked at a bigger time frame. Now, this coin can deliver up to 200%, but it requires you to be very patient. I do my lines. I saw a breakout. So I know the coin is going to go up. It just requires someone to be very patient. Why? Because it brought a very good breakout, a very good breakout, a candle with a good volume, but it's just that it is in a bigger time frame. One day, it has a big, what? A good volume, and then you wait for the next candle. When the candle breaks the resistance, wait for the next candle. And so the next candle can be a test candle that closes above your line, or it can be a green candle that shows potential to the upside. So someone just needs to be patient because it is a long-term trade. But trust me, this coin will deliver a lot of money. So breakouts and confirmations are ready. We have something we call a flow over. It's when a coin moves up and comes back where it came from. Now, flow overs, we are going to see them so much when we come to trends. Now, today, let me go to my normal trading time frame. I am not a person who trades so much in a in a in a bigger time frame. Let me remove all these. I'm a person who loves a lower time frame, especially 4 hour is my best. So what I want to discuss now is that if you find difficulty, if you are finding difficulty to draw lines of support and resistance, I want to introduce a special indicator to you, an indicator that will show you market direction. Okay. It is also in your Royal Q application. And this indicator, when we are here, what we are going to do, when we are here, what we are going to do, let me first remove of this. We are going to tap on these two small lines, come on indicators, then we come on technical, and we are going to write in the word pivot. So we have pivots high and low, but what we want is what we call pivot standard, this one. So when you tap on it, it appears in your chart. These are lines, okay? These are lines that are drawn for you in areas where the market is expected to be resisted and in areas where the market is expected to be supported. In areas where the market is expected to be resisted, and in areas where the market is expected to be supported. And the indicator is called a pivot point. Vis-a-vis, when you go in your Royal Q application, for Royal Q has not drawn lines for you, but it has given you specific prices where the market is expected to be supported and where the market is expected to be resisted. So it is a very good trading strategy. So when you open your Royal Q here and you scroll down, there is something called the pivot point. And like you see, it gives you areas where the market is expected to be supported and where the market is expected to be resisted. So far, where we are, if you are safe and clear, you are following, give me a yes in the chat. Give me a yes in the chat. If so far you are following, you are able to follow, give me a yes in the chat. So far, if you are following, you are able to understand so far, give me a yes in the chat. If you are confused, ask a question before I continue. But also, always never forget that you can come here when you are understanding. But because you are not cooperative, I pray to my Almighty God to help me confuse you. So you might be understanding, but along the journey, you will find yourself confused. Always never forget that I'm the one responsible for that confusion. So I may not say the prayer, but whenever I sit in the chair, the prayer is automatic. So never wait for the prayer in the audio. It is always there on my tongue. I speak it a million times. You can come here when you are understanding very well. When you are understanding very well, when you are following very well, and I pray my prayer. And then you were understanding, then you get confused. I'm very serious. Those of you who have been following me for years, those of you who have been here for years, give me a yes in the chat. Those who have been with me for some time. Some people think I'm lying. Those of you who have been here, and it is true, it happens, by the way. I have a very special gift. It happens. Those of you who have been here with me for close to 3 years. I'm not lying. You know, some of you are new to my calls. Those of you who have been with me for 3 years, and give me a yes in the chat. It's not a lie, sure. I don't know how it happens, but it's not a lie. You join these calls. I'm not lying. You know, sometimes I joke, but this is a fact. I know some of you may think I'm joking. When you don't cooperate, you may be understanding, and along the journey, you get confused. You get confused. Things you were understanding, pivot point, lines, Then I say, if you are understanding, give me a yes. Then you get confused. You have been with me for years. It is a fact. No, it is not a mango tree psychology. I've told you, make sure. Make sure that you are following very closely. Okay. So let's get back to the indicator. It's okay for you, you can say it is a joke, or you are just a crypto ambassador, you are not a pastor. Who tells you that pastorhood is given by someone? It is given by God. I don't need to go to anybody. As long as, let me leave those things. Let me come back here. So, uh, pivot point is a very interesting indicator. To me, I would say that it's one that anybody needs to understand. Now, let me just dig deep into the indicator by providing a little bit more basics. What pivot points are and why is it that we have different types? We have different what? Different types. Okay, when we tap on the indicator on top here and tap on the setting icon, we have different types of pivot points. That's why on the top of the indicator here, we start with a type. And the types are many. We have traditional, Fibonacci, Woody, Classic, DM, Camarilla. All these ones are types. But the reason why they have different names, the reason why they have different names, it's because of the mathematical formula that is used to develop them. I'll share a few that pivot points are technical analysis tools used to identify potential support and resistance areas. Traders often use them to gauge market trends, reversals, and overall sentiment that is happening in the market. Several methods or standards for calculating pivot points, each with a slight different formula. Now, the formula that is being used is what causes the difference. But the difference is always slight. Pivot point. If someone wants to find half of the journey, they say, remember, I want you never to forget that if this is a red candle, this is its low, and this is its close. But if it had a wick, this could be its high. Even if it is a green candle, if it is like this, and it had a wick, let me say, this could be the low, this could be the open, this could be the close, and this could be the high. Now, these are what we look at. For example, if they want to find a pivot point, the center movement of the market, they will say yesterday's highest price plus yesterday's lowest price plus yesterday's closing price divided by 3. Then they land on the pivot point. Yesterday's high plus yesterday's low plus the close divided by 3. Then they get the pivot point. Now, when it comes to pivot point, because different people were coming up with different approaches. For example, Woody, for Woody, what Woody did, he said, for me, what I will do, pivot point will be the high plus the low plus 2 times the close divided by 4. That is Woody's formula. Then Kamaralida, this one, but I'll give you the basics. Kamaralida, for Kamaralida, this lady called Kamaralida, for her, she said the high plus the low plus the close divided by 3 is equal to the normal one, pivot points. Then for the Fibonacci, it is the same. The pivot point is the high plus the low plus the close divided by 3. Then Damak, you know, there are many. Damak, for him, it is different. He says, if the open, if the close is less than the open, pivot point equals high plus 2 low plus close. So this one is confused. But what you will see common is that is common, and it really gives reliable results, is the Fibonacci, which uses the Fibonacci numbers. Then the classic, these ones are common. And they always have the same pivot point, which is the high plus the low plus the close divided by 3. If you understand what high, low, close means, give me one in the chat. If you understand what high, low, close means, give me one in the chat. If you understand high, low, close, give me one in the chat. Never forget the player is always around. Yeah, especially if you are understanding. By the way, I was thinking if God could do me a favor, and even he takes the previous knowledge, especially if you are here and you don't respond, he even takes the previous knowledge from candlestick. He wipes away from candlestick. What is a candle? By the time we finish, especially if you are not cooperating, by the time we will finish, even when you had understood right, and you are not cooperating, I needed to find a way. I fix in the prayer so that you forget it, so that now, next season, you are very cooperative. But I have no way of doing that. I have no way of doing that so that he wipes away the previous. He wipes away the previous knowledge. But the most important thing is that, are you following? You don't you don't say this man, you just cooperate. You just cooperate. Eh. Yeah, what is a candle from there? Yeah. But if you are following, that is the most important part. Okay. If you are following, that's the most important part. Okay, BTC will go to $100,000. That you should never forget. I have said it several times. So if you want to go and trade, go and trade. I have no issue with the note. Now, when we go to Royal Q, let's use Bitcoin as our learning example because it's also a tradable currency. Let's use Bitcoin. Let's use one day to get a clear picture. Okay, this is one day. And let's change. So when you are putting in your chart, you start from here. Then after here, you come here. Okay. You also put in one day. Make sure the technical area is as the same as the chart. Is that clear? Give me a 2 in the chart if that is clear. I want to make sure that people are following. Okay, so let's continue. So then you come down here to pivot point. Okay, do you see? How many of us can see the pivot point is the same? Okay, the pivot point is the same. The resistance is here. The next resistance is here. The next resistance is here. That's why when you use Royal Chew, it can clearly show you where the market is expected to be supported and where the market is expected to be resisted. So you can enter Bitcoin and just remain patient because it will get to these figures and numbers. Are we following? Is it becoming easier? Is it becoming hard? Let me know. Then we go back to, is it becoming easier? Is it becoming hard? Because I'm about to finish. I have 15 minutes. I'm about to finish. Okay, good. It's becoming easy. So it gives you area. Okay. This doesn't mean that the market cannot come down, but it gives you points where the price is expected to be supported and resisted. That now, when you look at the current price, when you look at the current price, it is 75. So it means that if it is 75 and the clock is pointing down, that we are heading here, it means buyers are coming in. Sellers are few, buyers are many. You know, someone was asking to be guided what this means. The thing is very clear. Buyers are getting stronger. That's what it is getting into your mind, that buyers are getting stronger. So when you look at the pivot point here, it's trying to show you that the coin is around here. Here. It is heading here. Then after heads here. Then after heads here. This will be different using the time frame you are in. So if you are looking at it in a smaller time frame like 15, versus someone who's looking at a bigger time frame like 1 day, the results will be different. Now, here you have figures and you don't have lines. But this side, in your trading view, what is someone saying here? This side on trading view, you can put classic, is okay, or Fibonacci. These will be lines. Am I making sense to someone? Here there will be lines. The other side there will be figures. Is it now making sense to someone? So the people, the other side you will have lines. This side you will be having figures. And you can also choose the time frame you want. 15 minutes. It will be different depending on the time frame you choose. I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. As simple as that. So when a coin moves from the pivot point going up to this resistance here, okay, going up to this resistance here, you'll discover that when you use the classic, the distance between one resistance to another is wide. But when you change the setting and you use the Fibonacci, the distance will be smaller. because it uses the Fibonacci numbers. Now, pivot points may not stand alone. Maybe I could add on the Bollinger Band to give me perfect areas of entry and exit in the market. You see, people always ask me, are we in a good run? But friends, look, the coin has moved from as low as here. And it has gone as high as here, and it is not planning to come down any longer. So the markets are good. Okay. So it is important. Let me close my door, my office. In this world, I think gene falls are one of the most stubborn birds. Yeah, very stubborn. They can chase anything. But so once the coin has gone down to support 3, it means this coin has been oversold. And once it goes up to resistance 3, it means the coin has been overbought. Is that hard or it is easy? So usually, when you want to enter a coin, especially wait for it to close above the pivot, then expect it to go to resistance. If it is at support here, wait it to close above this line, then expect it there. Sorry, guys. I was picking my junior student so that she can join us here because she was awake. She's not stubborn, so she'll be silent while here. So these lines are easy. And you who want to get out of markets faster, these lines can basically help you to make entries and exits in the market from even very low time frames, because they help to draw for you areas where the market is expected to be supported and to be resisted. But this is key. This indicator only will work at best when on coins with a high momentum. Do not go this indicator on sluggish coins. Give me one in the chat if you are following. You must use it on coins that are on a high momentum. Coins that are on a high momentum, if you go and press it on coins that are very slow, that don't have high volatility, they will always not give you the best of your will. Am I making sense to someone? But when a coin is on a high momentum and you basically decide to use this indicator, you will always enjoy it because you can enter when it closes one line and you get out when it closes another. Okay? I hope we are following very well. So this is the Fibonacci, and you see, you would basically see here in the 4 hours, and we have talked about this. It had a breakout candle that closed above. You were just waiting for any of these candles to appear. Either if it doesn't appear in the 4-hour time frame after your line, your pivot point is there, then you had to go to a lower time frame, maybe 1 hour, which brought it out very well. It brought it out very well that a good volume candle closed above. Then we had to wait for the next candle. And so in the next candle, you would just pick your price range and measure either from here or here. It doesn't matter. And then you take your profit to the next line, which was an 8%. Am I making things hard? Remember, you can always have your RSI below to give you market direction. Are things getting hard? They are getting easy. Are things getting hard or they're getting easy? It's very important for me to follow and see whether I'm speaking lingua, uh, because sometimes we, the grandsons of Satoshi Nakamoto, we have a special understanding from our grandfather. So sometimes the people who don't come from our line, our lineage, you see, it is said that Satoshi Nakamoto originated from Masaka. So people uh, who are very far from our lineage of Satoshi Nakamoto, sometimes they may not understand very fast. But if you're understanding very fast, then you check your lineage. You might be coming from Masaka. You might be originating from Masaka. So if you're understanding very fast, go and ask your grandfather, is there a special village in Masaka where I come from? Because the Masaka is a special area. Masaka is a special area. This one say we have CZ DNA. CZ is just our neighbor. He was born here. He was born here. CZ is the grandfather. I will show you when you come, my brother. Don't worry. I will show you. Everybody who is related to crypto, even I think Donald Trump will tell us whether he has some blood. Donald Trump. Yeah, because the way he loves the crypto, it's like I'm giving signals. You know, some of you, you might be there. I'm joking as I'm giving signals. Yeah, I think Donald Trump also, the way he loves crypto, he might tell us, does he have any blood of massacre? Is he related to us? But I believe he will tell us. So when time comes. Okay, so I hope the signals, if the signals have reached you, give me a 2 in the chat. Just making sure they are there. Then I repeat for those who have not understood, then we call it a day. I was sending signals. I was joking as I do my other work, but I was sending signals. Okay, hope signals are there. Now we can be able to continue. This one says what? Yeah, yeah. Most people who have cryptocurrency, they originated from here. They originated from here. I will make a very good research about the same thing. All right. So let's get back to the indicator. Okay, so the indicator is very simple. If you have failed to understand what a confirmation is, I told you a confirmation. Let me get off this. I told you that a confirmation is green candle, that green candle that comes from below and closes above. See the difference of these two areas. This is a green candle, and this is a green candle. But this green candle here, it did not close above our line, this one. Okay? I don't know if people are following. If you can see that, give me one in the chat. It was a green candle that moved up, but sellers came and pulled it down. It did not close above our candle, this one. So this one is not a breakout candle, but this is a breakout candle. It is a candle with good volume that started from below and closed above our line. So this one is a breakout candle. So if we want to enter the next trade, we shall wait for the next candle and see, will the next candle close above this line of ours that was drawn? Yes, it has. Then I will make my entry here and plan my exit on this upper line. Is that hard? Is that hard? People are saying repeat. I have repeated. Is that hard? The other lines, it is an indicator. These ones, I have nothing to talk about them because these are indicators. I'm not the one who has drawn them. Once you put in the indicator, pivot points, when you come here, and then you tap on indicators, okay? Then you come here on technical and write in the word pivot point standard, and you tap on it once, it gets in your screen automatically. What you can change is the type. And I've recommended with you either Fibonacci or Classic. I'll go with the Fibonacci. The lines are here, they're already here. Pivot, support 1, support 2, resistance 3, resistance, everything is in here. But if it has everything, your screen is too much. That's why I have removed resistance 5, support 5, resistance 4, support 4. Then I've pressed OK. And they are here in my chart. And the lines are already drawn for me. So from pivot, let me remove this white line. From pivot, once the coin closes above my pivot here, I expect it to go to resistance 1. From resistance 1, I expect it to go to resistance 2. I would recommend that if always stop around here, because when it gets to resistance 3, then the coin has been overbought. Unless the only coin all of us can be confident about that's going to do wonders is Bitcoin. That one, it's okay. Keep in and keep enjoying. Let me put it for you. This one you can trade because for it, the story is going to be different. So in 1 hour, it cannot give me results. But since it is already on resistance 3, I can now tick, I want 4, I want support 4, resistance 4, support. But a coin that has reached resistance 3 has basically been oversold. Now let's increase the time frame to get a bigger picture. So here it is just on resistance, resistance 3. So if it closes above, or we can change it to classic that has a bigger interface and see how it looks like. So it is still at resistance 1. Once it closes here, then it's going at 82,000. Like that, like that, like that. But trust me, Bitcoin will go to $100,000. It is the next stopping place. And I see this Bitcoin, big figures are coming ahead. One day we shall be trading it in millions of dollars. I've said it. One day we shall be trading this Bitcoin in millions of dollars. 70 million, 50 million, 100 million. Hey, even we shall trade it in trillions of dollars. This Bitcoin. One day it will need us to squeeze our fingers until we reach these figures. In quadrillions, quintillions, quinquintillions, quintillions, quintillions, quantuplilions, quinquillions, quinte. Even we shall enter abnormal figures. When some figures are abnormal, when it is in quinquillions, quinquillions, quinquillions. This thing is still going up. So if you expected it to stop somewhere, you are done. Candles take too much time to close. Then why are you adding your feelings to candles, yet you don't control their movement? Cool down, set a trade, remain patient. Now, as we have done it this side, you can also do it on any coin of your choice that you want to trade. Maybe you want JTO. I told you that coin called the Nairo is going to do wonders. So you come here, 4 hour. You change this to 4 hour. You look at the current price, 2.83. Come down here, pivot. Where is 2.83? 2.8, this is support. Supposed to be somewhere now. This is support. Your Fibonacci is done. Then come and look at this resistance, 2.83. So it is going to resistance 3. Resistance 3, which is $3. It has already even touched. But there is something when a coin is pumping. Always come and look at this coin in a lower time frame using the RSI. It will always give you a new entry of that particular coin. Some of you fear pumping coins, but I have a question. Has it done a retracement? If you see it here, come and look at JTO here in your trading view. JTO. Open the coin. I'm now finalizing. And now go in a lower time frame, like 15 minutes. That is one of my basic. Or 5 if you are good. You'll discover that the coin will always provide a new entry after retracement. If this is not clear to you, I usually say come and put in indicators that help to show you market direction. For example, the stochastic RSI. Just a minute. Then I have a question. For those of you who have been with me for some time, has the stochastic RSI in the 15 minutes provided a new entry in this particular coin? Number 2, do we have some news JTO, but this is red, October. Has it provided a new entry in the market? So the coin could be having a high run, but in the lower time frame, providing new entries in the market as the coin is continuing. Am I making sense to someone? Am I making sense to someone? So do not fear pumping coin. Stop shivering. Come and look at this pumping coin here. Which one is Nairo? It is pumping. It's okay. Look at it in the lower time frame. Has it provided a new entry? If you don't see it in 15 minutes, go a little bit lower. Friends, has it provided a new entry? Give me some answers in the chat. Look at the coin, 5 minutes. Here, there is no 5 minutes. Come and go now on your trading view. Where is Nairo? I want to, because some of you say, I fear pumping coins. They always have opportunity. You know, I don't want to come in lower time frame. If it is retracing in 15, come down and say, do I have an entry here where I can take a short, sweet profit? Draw your line. Say, okay. I see some resistance here, but this is very little money. It should not excite me. Now, let me tell you something. You see this 0.7. If I am very serious and I'm online, I can trade it. How? You know, some of you don't. I enter the coin. Then, can we see this figure here? Give me one if you are seeing this figure here. Do you see these numbers here? I enter them. So I enter coin, this one. Then after I have started it, I'm not going to start any trade. I come here, I tap on the sell icon here. Then I enter those figures where it is written market price, so that when the coin gets to that price, it sells. Give me one in the chat if you have understood. I draw my line. Give me one in the chat if you have understood. I tap on the sell icon where it is written market price. I write those numbers. Then I confirm. When the coin gets to that price, it sells and it gives me money. In Royal Q, you can even take 0.2. Instead of you putting a take profit of 3%, you enter this number here. This one. I don't know if I'm making sense. This one. You can take any take profit. So those of you who are very aggressive in trading and you want those small, you can even trade in 1 minute, by the way, if you are good. And you can always make money. You look at the RSI, you also bring your pivot points, especially the Fibonacci. They will always give you good areas. They always give you good areas. You look at your lines very well. And you can always take profit repeatedly. But always have the stochastic RSI to help you with market direction because it's very key. I hope I've done my part. But I think that is being too much profit minded. It's up to you not to be profit minded. It's up to you. Me, my role is to teach you, but for you, you are free. But if someone would ask me the best trading time frame, me, my best is 4 hours. I trade, then remain patient. But sometimes when I want to hit certain targets, okay, for example, when especially at night, from 2 a.m., if I want to say that this week I want to make, let me say, $5,000 if I'm very serious. The challenge, by the time me, I take a nap, I have talked a lot and my body has given up. But sometimes when I have time and I say, okay, let me make $1,000 today, I can trade with those smaller time frames, and you can make it quickly and fast, especially at exactly around 2 a.m. East Africa Standard Time to around 5 a.m. Markets are usually very good. And so during that time, profits are very paramount. It's very easy to make a lot of that at that time. So thank you so much for today. If you cannot identify a coin with a high momentum, then use the pivot points in bigger time frames like 4 hours, 1 hour. I believe you'll be able to thrive if you have not understood since I started. Because I believe next week I will talk about volume because momentum is defined by volume. So I'll talk about the volume indicator to help those who cannot identify. I read on YouTube you talking about current price and support and the support resistance. I don't understand. Current price means you are entering at that price in the market. Support resistance, I think you have not taken time. This is the whole week I'm discussing the same thing. Go through the videos once again until it makes sense in your mind. Friends, I'm sorry for answering like that, but if someone still asks me the same thing for a full week, then he needs to do their own revision. I may not be able to repeat the same thing that I've done for a full week for someone. Maybe you have joined today, the videos are there. I request you to go and watch them. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a nice day.